finish up this problem from the other day. So we got to this point. We were section 5.2. We wanted to find that exact value. We knew we were doing the sum of tangent. We flipped it over into our degree. We knew that tangent was sine over cosine. Then we made that substitution, and then we sat there and we simplified that out. And then we got to this point to where we were right here, right after we simplify our problem so far. And the issue is we have that square root in the denominator that we need to get rid of. So in order to get rid of it, we have to multiply by what's called the conjugate. So the conjugate, if this is negative, our conjugate is going to be positive, right? So those are going to be opposite signs. So when we go to multiply this out, those middle terms are going to cancel, which is going to be those square roots. So depending on where you are with algebra, you have two options when it comes to multiplying these factors together. You can either use that area model or you can use FOIL, right? So for the numerator, I'm going to go ahead and do that area model for you guys, and then when we get to the denominator, I'll do it just by FOIL. So if I look at the top, I got a 2 by 2, so my area is going to be a 2 by 2. I'm just going to put this one as my top factor, so that would be the square root of 3 and a positive 1, and then this here would be my second factor, which I'm just going to put over on the left as 1 and the square root of 3. Right, multiply these babies into the inside. I'm going to get what? Square root of 3, 1, square root of 3 times square root of 3 is the square root of 9, which equals 3, and square root of 3, right? Whoops. So when it comes to my numerator and simplifying my numerator, I'm just going to put my whole numbers first. So 3 plus 1, that's going to give me 4. I know it's going to be a positive. And then square roots, I have how many square roots of 3's? I have 2 square root of 3's. So that simplifies my numerator. In the denominator, we're going to go ahead and use the FOIL. So usually FOIL goes with first, outer, inner, last. So you're actually just taking each one of these terms and you're sharing it with both of these, taking this term and sharing it with both of those. Whoops, why do I keep going to that guy? 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times square root of 3 is a positive square root of 3. Negative square root of 3 times 1 is negative square root of 3. Negative square root of 3 times positive square root of 3 is going to give me a negative square root of 9, which is going to be a negative 3, right? Square root of 9 is negative 3. So then when I look at my denominator, square root of 3 minus the square root of 3, those guys are going to go away. And then I can simplify that to what? 4 plus 2 times the square root of 3 all over, I'm going to throw the negative out front, out of negative 2, right? So when it comes to simplifying our fraction, if we look at our, we have a 4, a 2, and a 2, our whole numbers. And since we have, they are in each one of those spots, each one of those terms, we can go ahead and cancel everything by 2. So we're going to have negative 4 over 2 is 2. 2 over 2 is going to give me that positive 1, and then square root of 3. So there's my exact answer for the tangent of pi over 3 plus pi over 4. All right. So I'm going to throw in one more example while I got you guys on here. What if they gave us the tangent and they gave us like the other kind of side of the equation? So let's say they gave us the tangent of 140 minus the tangent of 20, all divided by 1 plus the tangent of 140 times the tangent of 20. So when I go back and I look at my reference sheet, I'm not going to scroll up there just because it makes us all dizzy, doesn't it? I know that I'm looking at tangents, so I need to figure out if I'm looking at the sum or the difference of tangents. So things I'm going to look for this at this negative. And with that negative, I know it's going to be a difference of tangents, right? Or I can even check the bottom here, that 1 plus, and when I look at those formulas, it even confirms that this is going to be the difference. So I just need to figure out my alpha and my beta. So if I look at my little problem, my alpha is going to be 140, my beta is going to be 20, right? And since I'm looking at the difference formula, so I know I would have the tangent of alpha minus beta. I can keep filling stuff in. Tan of alpha is 140 minus beta 20. So I'm looking for the tangent of 120 degrees. So I know that tangent is sine over cosine. So this is going to be the sine of 120 over the cosine of 120. When I try to find what the sine of 120 is, I know that that is going to be the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 120 is going to be in my second quadrant, so I know my cosine is going to be negative, and that's going to be a negative 1/2. Right? So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So the square root of 3 over 2 times, I can throw the negative here if I want, 2 over 1. 2 over 2 is going to give me 1. And then I can simplify that down into, I'm just going to put it over here, running out of room a little bit. Negative square root of 3, right, over 1, which stays the same. So the negative square root of 3, and that gives me the exact answer for the tangent of 120. Hope these are helpful for you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.